Nick. Nick is actually a collaboration character. He is partly based on how I feel he would have been. He really strikes me as a silent type, not really one to waste words, just intelligent, a little bit, I wouldn't say OCD, but he strikes me as somebody who is very neat, very particular, a perfectionist. And that's kind of how I write him in the story, in that if you go back and you read, you will notice that the majority of his conversations that he has are with B, and only with B. He does talk to the boys, but 9 times out of 10, it's with B. And that is on purpose. It's kind of trying to show that, you know, he's not a big talker. And when he does have something to say, it's going to be with B. It's going to be somebody that he shares everything with. The diabetes thing is, of course, something I wanted to integrate in there. I do have diabetes, and I know a lot of people with diabetes. I've been around it my whole life. And the thing with diabetes is, you know, it's like sometimes it doesn't matter what you do, your sugar will spike or your sugar will drop for no reason. And there's just nothing you can do about it. But it does affect your attitude. And I wanted to definitely incorporate that in his character, especially since it is something that he does not show in the spotlight. He does not show when he's feeling low or when he's feeling high. He really has perfected masking his feelings. You definitely don't see him go through the lows and the highs. And that's the reason that I wanted to incorporate it, is because, you know, he's at home, and when the lights go down, he's at home. He's around family, and he can let that diabetes freak flag fly, and you know, he gets grumpy, and it's something I definitely wanted to incorporate. The other half of him, the twin half, is based on my very best guy friend, Alan, who I call Bubba. And that twin relationship that you guys ooh and ah over is Alan and I's relationship. That is what I base that on. We're very close, closer than brother and sister. And we do tell each other everything. And there's not really any, you know, any topic that we won't cover. There's really not anything I'm embarrassed to tell him. And I'm not afraid to speak up to him. It's just kind of, we are extremely close. And so that relationship is what inspires the twin relationship, those twin moments that you guys love. Jake was the main character everybody asked about. Is he real? Did it really happen? Did anything in your story really happen? Is Jake real? Yes, Jake is real. It is not his real name, but Jake is based on a real person, a real ex-boyfriend of mine. And I write him exactly the way he was. He was very athletic and popular and gorgeous and manipulative and controlling. And you know, when you're in that type of relationship, it's really hard to explain, but when you're in that type of relationship, you get into this mindset where you feel like it's your fault. It's your fault that he acted that way. It's your fault that he cheated. If you had only been this way, if you'd only done this, if you'd only not said that. And that becomes a habit when you're in that type of relationship, for you to think that way. And a lot of times that's why people in an abusive relationship stay in an abusive relationship, is because they feel like, gosh, if I would just change, then he would change. I struggled for a long time when I was first writing this story on whether or not to make Jake's character based on this ex-boyfriend of mine. because I wasn't sure I wanted to tread on that ground. I finally decided, you know what? I am. It's important to me to make my stories real, because real life, especially as a teen, is just, it's not all fantastic. You know, a lot of times it sucks. You know, bad things happen, and you get in trouble, and you get your heart broken, and that's real life. And I didn't want to not include that in the story. So that is why I decided to include Jake's character, even though he's not my favorite person on the planet, you know? I just figure I am making people all over the world hate him. So, you know, it makes me happy. He'll never know, but it makes me happy. Sam, the second most asked about character. Yes, Sam is real. I actually based Sam on my husband, Brian. We did not, you know, the way that we met and the way that we got together and things of that sort are not the way they were in the story. It's manipulated to fit the story. But his character is my husband. I base him on Brian. I base him on B. And, you know, hopefully that conveys when you read about him too. You can read the loving side of Sam, and I think that's probably why you guys just love him. You just love him because he is very loving, and his personality clicks very well with B. The whole idea of this season of When the Lights Go Down, which is titled The Way I Loved You, was to portray the struggle that B is feeling in her relationship with Sam. The song is about a girl who is with a fantastic guy who is sweet and loving and is perfect for her. He gets along with her mother and her father, and he is, you know, he's considerate of her and respects her. And she's with this guy, but she's constantly missing the bad boy. She's constantly missing the boy who broke her heart, the one who she would fight with and make up, you know. And that is definitely what this whole season is about. You know, B is with Sam, who is perfect, you know, and he not only loves her, but he respects her, and he respects her parents. It annoys her a lot that he, you know, won't rebel against what her parents want, because he doesn't want her in trouble. He cares for her too much to get her in trouble, and that irritates her, because her relationship with Jake was very passionate, and not in a sexual way, but just, you know, passion isn't always about sex. Passion is any kind of emotion at a heightened point. So, you know, anger or, you know, love or happiness, anything like that is passion. It's passionate. And my phone. And she had that with Jake. You know, it was a crappy relationship, but it was always passionate, you know, and like Livy said, they were either all over each other or down each other's throats. You know, they were either mauling each other in like a movie theater, or, you know, they were fighting, or, you know, worse. And the thing is that she misses that. She misses that intense passion in the relationship. And, you know, she's comfortable with Sam. But the thing is that she's not comfortable with being comfortable in a relationship. She's not really sure how to perceive it. And it's that struggle in between, you know, what's good for her, the good guy or the bad guy, you know. And that's what the whole season is about. It's about the idea of the song, not really the song itself. And so there you go. My biggest pet peeve when it comes to fan fiction would definitely have to be when a writer writes about something that they clearly know nothing about. The biggest one when it comes to Jonah's fan fiction is obviously diabetes. In this day and age of Google, there's really no excuse to go out and write blindly on a topic that is as important as diabetes. Because even though you are writing fiction, it doesn't give you the right to make up things about something that important. It is your job as a writer to portray an image in your readers' heads, and you want to make sure that that image is correct. So if you do decide to include something like diabetes in your story, you need to go out there and do your research. You know, either Google it or talk to somebody with diabetes and get your facts straight, because inevitably there will be somebody out there that reads your story that has diabetes, and if you don't portray it in the right way, it could be very offensive. So that is both my pet peeve and my advice to writers. You want to make the outtakes?
No, I'm good.
At least show your face.
Show my muscles like you told me to, that I don't have. I don't got muscles to show. No here, no there.
That was B's butt. Anyway. Friend, travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. Hello. I was singing to your ringtone.